By the power vested in the Duke of Aresborn through the royal granted privilege, I, Drafton Ayres, 13th Duke of Aresborn, by notice advise you do that you are eligible to assert your candidacy in the heir and successor in the title of the States of the Duchy of Aresborn, and to that end you are committed to attend upon me at the Aresborn Castle on June 15th, 1931. So, I got invited to a party, which I know that seems pretty odd, but it's like a weird fancy dinner party if you can't tell. Not really too fancy. My brother set it up, so what can you expect? But you're supposed to it's called How to Host a Murder, and so you gotta go as your character. And let me read you guys my character. My character, his name is Lance Salot, which when I first read that I died laughing because it's supposed to be like Lancelot. Isn't that funny? Anyway, he's supposed to be a young aristocrat, noble bearing and inclination. I can do that. Supposed to be handsome. Nah. He's fair-haired. I definitely got that going on. He's supposed to be a good swordsman. And then there's more stuff, but I'm not going to read it because it's very cringy. In my costume, I'm supposed to wear elegant attire, possibly featuring the Sallet family crest, which I have no clue what that is, so I'm not going to have that. And like a black tie. And then a sword. So, I have multiple swords to already pick from, but I want to make like a sword that's like really, really impressive. But I don't have enough time to make a sword where I can heat treat it and all that jazz. So I figured, heck, I'm going to make a trainer sword, or you guys might call it a prop sword, but it's going to be full of weight and really awesome. And I thought I'm going to take advantage of this moment to make a video for you guys who might want to make a trainer sword as well. So I already got my metal here. It is 3/16 thickness by 3 feet and 2 inches wide. So I already put my outline on the other side. It's just a very rough outline. All I'm going to do is cut these corners so I have a tip and then cut the tang. So it's going to be a one-handed sword. And I would not recommend metal any thinner than 3/16, especially for a trainer sword, because at that point you're just going to get something that's like really flimsy and wobbly. Like once you get to the 1/8 inch thickness, it's really, really flimsy and hard to work with. So I would definitely recommend 3/16. And then thickness, probably no shorter than 2 inches wide is what I meant. I don't know what I'm saying anymore. So anyway, let's go outside and go ahead and cut this, and then we'll start working on just the look, and then we'll make a hand guard, and we will make a handle. Get out of here, shrub. Okay, so I'm just gonna set this right here on the corner, plant my foot on it, and cut off these corners, and then do the same thing with the tang. I'm going to be using the angle grinder or the cutoff disc, so that shoots a lot of sparks, so safety first. That's a pretty thin tang. It's actually, I forgot to mention this, I measured it to be a 1/2 inch in the middle of that. That way, since I have a 1/2 inch drill bit, I can drill it all the way through a piece of wood and some metal and make a hand guard and make a handle. It also doesn't need to be too thick of a tang due to it just being a trainer sword. Although I am going to kind of fix this up and show you guys that in a few minutes. Alrighty, so now I'm going to just shape up this tip a little bit better and make sure everything's straight. Woo. Okay, it's still really hot. I'm actually going to go put it in some water first. I always look down. I don't know if you guys can tell what I'm doing. Look down this just to make sure it didn't warp at all when cutting. Okay, so I cleaned up both sides of the tip. It's pretty even now. If you look really close, you can tell this side's slightly slanted more, so I might work on that a little bit more, but this side it looks fine. I don't know. And then I clean this tang up a little bit, not too much yet. But now this next step isn't 100% necessary, but I like to do it because I think it makes it look cool. I'm taking the wheel in this belt sander. I forget what you call this. It's kind of, what is it, the rotation wheel or something like that? But you can grind really deep round grooves into this. And I like to do it just for style. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. It's a really slow belt sander, so it takes a while. So as you can see, just very light grooves. I'll try to put my hand so it will focus. Just right here. So it just gives it a little bit of extra unique look. Okay, so I think that's good on polishing it up. We'll do more later. I'm not gonna actually like put bevels on it, but I'm just gonna put like a light slant. And it's obviously not gonna make a sharp blade, but so you can distinguish where a blade would be. It's gonna be very, very light. Now we're gonna start working on the hand guard. So for those of you who don't know, I just have an insane amount of railroad spikes, and I've been playing The Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess recently, and the Ordon sword in that game has a pretty unique hand guard. It's a bit thicker than this railroad spike, but it actually just looks like a railroad spike kind of, except it does not have this on one side obviously, so I'm going to cut that off. And that gave me the idea to just make a hand guard similar to the Ordon sword from the Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess. I'm going to go ahead and just cut off the head of this nail. And hopefully it stays in place. I should probably lower it a little bit. Really don't want this to fly out or anything. So obviously one of these sides though is slanted like that, and I want this side to look like that. So I'm going to go ahead and get the bench grinder out and start working like that. Ah, so much junk. So this is the finished hand guard. Came out pretty even. So I'm gonna just find the center now and drill a hole in it with a 3/16 inch drill bit. And I have to drill it at least ½ an inch wide. So I'll have to do a hole here, hole here, hole here, you know. I think you guys have probably seen this process before if you've been on my channel for a while, or if you just know how to make a hand guard. You just have to make a slit that will slide over that tang all the way to the front of the tang, that is. And then if it happens to be too tight at any point in the tang, I can just take a hand file and file it down a little bit until it just slides on perfectly. Then I can start working on the handle. So the center has been found, and I'm going to begin drilling. Okay, so I'm almost done. I just had to file out like one more part because the drill was just not doing it. I've been drilling for quite a while too. This is probably my least favorite part to make because I don't have a drill press. If I had a drill press, or if you have a drill press, you will have a super easy time making these. But these just happen to be really hard to like hand drill, unless you have a center punch as well, just like a little hammer kind of thingy, and you just pound it in there like a nail, and then that will give you like the exact drilling spot every single time. You should probably invest in one of those, but I just don't have one. So if I can get this drill bit through now. So there we have the hole. As you can tell, I'm very bad at drilling them straight. It still might work though, so we're gonna go outside and try it. Oh no, it's not wide enough. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna file down the tang. It has the width, it just isn't, actually I forget. Yeah, it has like this way, the width or whatever, but it doesn't have the depth. I don't know, I forget stuff. See, it goes in there just a little bit though. So I'm gonna just file this down for a while, or grind it on the belt sander, and then we'll come try it again. What I'm doing now is I am just trying to take off the smallest amount of material possible. And there we go. Just from a little bit of filing. I should have showed it to you guys before. It only went up to here. But I knew if I just took off a little bit more, I could get it all the way up there. And I think what I'm going to do now is just file up here a little bit. So obviously once we have the handle on there, it'll be pushed up and it will be tight. Oh, that's legit. Oh my gosh, there's stuff everywhere. I've been working on the handle for like the last, I don't know, hour, 2 hours. And look at all that. Broke out tons of tools. So this is the handle I currently have. I am going to stain it. But this was just a branch that was in my backyard. It's not completely even. For those of you who have seen me make these before, you know I hate making sword handles. I hate wood. I suck at it. But I'm getting more practice. And this was my first time ever just taking a piece of wood from my backyard that fell off a tree and making it into a handle. So I think that'll be a tutorial next time. I do already have a tutorial on how to do this and a pommel, so I'm gonna leave a link to the description in that. That's why I didn't record this again, because I just didn't want to be repetitive and waste a bunch of time on a video of something that I kind of explained a lot more in detail in a different video. Although that video is kind of old, so it might kind of suck. Let me know if it sucks if you happen to watch it and I can remake it. I hope you guys can see this. I don't have my screen flipped down. There's the hand guard, and here is the end. I threaded it, so now I can put on the pommel. I don't have a pommel made yet though, so I gotta figure that out. And this handle almost slides all the way down without any problems. So as you can see, there's that gap near the bottom, so I'm gonna knock it off again and then actually fix that. Okay, so it's not perfect, but it's there. I'll do a little bit more shaping. Oh, it's so disappointing when you put so much time into something and then it's not perfect. I always want it to be perfect. But I think just as a practice sword, this will serve its purpose. I hate it. I hate it so much. Okay, I'm gonna do some filing. Okay, so I know that this is kind of jumpy and the lighting down here is really bad, but I don't have my other camera. All I did was hand sand this with 400 grit sandpaper. I finished the handle. The handle, like I said, this was just a piece of wood from my backyard, and then the pommel is just a piece of wood as well. I just put clear satin stain on it, and I'm kind of getting it dirty with my hands. And then it is complete. That is really all to it. It is a full weight trainer sword. So I am done with this video. That's all I'm going to be doing for this. This sword will turn into a giveaway. I said that in a previous vlog. But yeah, I don't know when, but I don't really want it. I was a little bit disappointed with this handle and the outcome of that. It was a little bit unfortunate. You can tell it's a little bit off. You can tell more from this side. You can tell that's like way more off. You can't tell as much from that side. I was really disappointed by that. But yeah, giveaway. So it's literally going to cost nothing to you whenever I do that. It's not sharp. Like I said, it's just a full weight trainer sword. So it might be something cool to have. I'll sign it. Make sure it doesn't rust, oil it. It's not the shiniest thing, but full weight, you know, it's kind of cool. Sorry, I'm not even pointing at this. I can point the camera at myself. I was just talking. But yeah, so comment down below if you would like to see this in a giveaway. And thanks for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video.